Hey guys, we hit 100 subscribers on Excel Spraps YouTube channel today. Hooray! It only took like a week after I migrated over. Thank you for that. We're rolling. We've done some work today, and also I've set up the Discord. So the Discord, I think, is actually going to solve some problems. How about my son solving problems for me? So he said, you got to use Discord. You got to use Discord. Well, I understand kind of what's going on Discord now. And I've set up channels for each sport, and I have a channel for actually I combined NBA and college basketball into one channel because I feel like people want both. So I did that, but then I have a hockey channel which will have the hockey picks, and you can send me money however much you think is appropriate, and I'll update this for the rest of February and do these sports, and I'll respond to people that comment and ask questions, and I'm sure you're going to want me to do stuff to the files and projections, but I'll post the projections and the snapshot of everything as I get it done well before I would do any video. So you would get this way ahead of when I ever do a video, if I do a video every day, which sometimes I don't. And even better than that, when you make updates right before the games, when some of these goaltenders, for example, get confirmed, I'll be rerunning the algorithms when I'm paying attention, and I'll update the snapshot in real time when we can get some changes. So you'll be able to make more informed wagers more timely and not just be reliant on this video, which is a static video that goes up, and I can't react to anything that changes other than in the comments of the video, but we can react on Discord. So if you want to be part of that Discord situation and really get access to what I'm doing here and follow it in that manner, then go to the Discord. You'll see the link in the description, and I'll let you in and I'll accept money from you and give you access to stuff. All right. That's the way that'll work. So I want to start with NBA real quick because it's doing funny things. I've switched around point projections. I'm not going to explain long-term what's going on here, but point is it's kicking out a lot of underdogs. I understand Golden State's hurting and doesn't have Steph Curry, and so that's why they're an underdog. That I get. The Wizards apparently can beat Portland in Portland somehow, and the Celtics are really injured, which is why they're a huge dog against Milwaukee, actually. So that kind of makes sense. But here you also have Sacramento potentially can beat the Suns, but then the Suns just get somebody in a trade. Yeah, it's a really weird looking day. Would you, yeah, this is the other thing I want to talk about in this video. So I want to talk about wagering. So after hitting 100 subscribers today, I was looking and I was like, I wonder if you start with $100, which is what I'll wager sometimes in a day. It's kind of like my budget is like $100. If I'm healthy in my head, I'm only betting $100 a day. And so like, I was thinking, well, if you had this $100 and you just wanted to get premium picks out of the algorithms, out of all of them, is there a way you could just do straight bets on them? And what would you do for the day? And would that go up faster than my subscribers are going up from 100? I was like, I actually think it's about similar. I think it'll be like a couple percent per day on average you would get. So I was like, well, what would those picks be? And I'm going to give you those picks today, because I have already gone over hockey in my head and haven't gone over college basketball. And I don't know why we're getting phone calls. Anyway, so let's talk about NBA. That's a bad line. We're going by margin here. These are close margin games and these are underdogs. So do you do anything here? Well, these injuries are scary. Injuries are scary. Not injuries scary, right? Washington's healthy. So this is kind of got straight bet material on it. It pays better than 1-to-1. They have a positive margin and they're healthier. So all those things are there, and also potentially Sacramento, but they're not as healthy, but the Suns aren't healthy. So there's two underdogs if I'm thinking straight bets, and this one, the margin's super low, and we're using code number 24, which had a reasonable day yesterday, or combination string. So I want to say teams that are higher on the list margin-wise are more important, but you also have to look at lines when you're betting, and that's kind of what makes this really complicated, is you want something that's going to win, and this is going to win a little more than 50% of the time, and you're getting more than 1-to-1 on your money, so it's really both of these games. So Washington and Sacramento are two straight bet picks, and we're going to be tracking profitability. I'm going to split my $100 today over all these games that I am showing you. I'm going to make straight bets on all of them, and then I'll probably throw them all together in a very, very, very high end round robin for very little money, just in case all of them hit, because I want to get paid that big payout. So these two are going on there. Wizards and Kings. I'm expecting to win one of them, so I'm expecting to make 20 cents or 35 cents on my $2 wagered. Is kind of what I'm trying to do there, right? If you're thinking about that way. So that's basketball, NBA. Let's go over to college basketball, which I haven't really gone over yet. But college basketball is pretty easy. Now, I know pretty easy to read. Now, my over-under situation is still bad, and I didn't do anything with point projections since last night, since the video I talked about the recap. So I'm not going to worry about over-unders because they're not reliable. We're going to focus on things that are reliable because we're just going to try to pick winners today. We're going to go home teams. You want home teams, and you want teams with high margins. Lines are bad up here. And injuries are weird for New Mexico. Lines are really awful here. Start to get better. So it looks like our subset of games are right around here. Got some bad strength of schedules down here. Yeah, I can see this is just, I mean, it's just so in line with the odds makers. Are there any value picks? One. Who's the value pick? Value pick is Massachusetts because they are 85% health. That's why. So they are injured, and that could spell some trouble. Normally you'd say don't take it, but look at how there's nothing to bet today. I mean, look at how miserable this is. Well, I mean, UNLV at minus 250 is actually reasonable. Do you play the injured team? And it's not a good line even. Minus 1-2 is still not a good line. So you stay away from, algorithm says you stay away from this type of situation. And also weird stuff like this, you can sit, if there's a big underdog on Wyoming or something, you could consider betting them here because there's a weird injury. So you can get weird stuff happening, like maybe, but that's not good stuff. It's not, so the only pick here I see is UNLV at an awful minus 250. All these guys really on a parlay. Villanova, Bowling Green, UNLV. All these other lines are terrible. Do you do Georgia? And Louisiana State's a little injured too. Strength of schedule is 52%. You can consider Georgia as well. It's a home team on here. And Ohio, Buffalo. Buffalo coming into Ohio. Super close. People have been telling me they've been using negative home bumps and it's been working for them. I don't understand how that is working. Really? You guys are doing negative home bumps? I guess you're trying to get rid of close home teams off the list. Okay, I kind of see that. So you then, like, for example, yesterday, which I don't have the stats in here yesterday because I removed them, but yesterday we lost one of these home teams at the bottom. So I kind of understand what you're talking about. What you're saying, but you're basically saying take teams above a certain margin, and I get it. Which I'd say about 5. So, and these teams are injured here though, so this is all potential. Awful data. What about our away teams? Because I don't think I mean, I don't want to be betting terrible lines all the time, and I don't like taking teams minus points. So I'm kind of at a loss about what to play in college basketball with straight bet money. You'll see hockey is much more generous when it comes to straight bets. Away teams, you've got underdog NC State going in injured at Syracuse. Boy, what a miserable board. I mean, wow. This is terrible. St. John's against injured DePaul, Kansas against injured Oklahoma State at minus 130. But you don't ever want to take away teams, ever. So do you take any of these home teams on the other side of this? Because you don't ever want. You saw how many away teams lost at the top yesterday. You'd be like, I'm taking all these home teams that are going to be underdogs, right? So like the way to show all that, we can open everything up, or let's give everything 100% home bump. I'll show you what I mean. So now you're going to get just home teams. And so if you look at the lines of these home teams, you should consider any home underdog. Now here's what we're doing. We're going off the reservation for a second. Because the day is so awful, I can't just say the day's lines are awful. Well, why are they awful? because things the algorithm says are going to happen are not paying well. Well, we know the algorithm's not going to be right in every game. Boy, when I call that out, watch the algorithm go completely right on a 0% bump today. But let me talk about, so because I'm thinking about what to do with my straight bets, and the answer is I couldn't find anything to bet. So can I bet any of these? All right. Can we bet any of these lines? Can you bet this 475? Like, does Western Michigan have a chance? The margin at this is like miserable because I've changed home bumps and stuff, but like their power, the team power is something to look at. Like, yeah, these are awful. Anything over here? Penn State against Illinois. Providence with a bad strength of schedule against Creighton at home though. Valpo in Southern Illinois. These are two pretty bad teams. Yeah, even with 100% bump, that's so funny. So because that's how we should know. We shouldn't really show it that way because it screws up what we're looking at. So let's back up for a second. We're just going to open up all games and show home teams. We'll just do it this way. So here now, what you end up having is you see these at the bottom and you see what their true negative margin is, right? So some of these with under, yeah, you kind of want to see. This is why I built the home bump this way, Kenny. God, why are you so silly? Here, I'll show you exactly what we're supposed to do. Value filters greater than margins greater than 0. And we're going to show what a home bump does at 20% home bump, which is the most the home bump really should almost ever be, even though some other teams lose. And any of these dogs are essentially playable. That's the way to look at it, which is this here. So Providence, Penn State, Oklahoma State, but these guys are injured. Penn State's a little injured. It's like Providence and Penn State probably are playable as straight bets. Anybody else? Yeah, I'll take both of these as straight bets. Man, it's only 105, or maybe just Penn State. Now I'll take them both. I'll give myself a chance to win one of them and be up money. Is what we're doing here. So taking these two simply because of lines and of home situation. You always want to have home teams, and I want to keep telling you, you always want to bet home teams. You never want to have an away team. Even when they win and you would have got lucky, you don't want them. Just trust me. You do not want. You start relying on away teams, you will find yourself losing. So that's it. Is I've got two underdog home picks that are not even favored by the algorithm that I'm saying to play, just simply based on home advantage. That is my advice for you. Because the chance of one of those teams is probably winning, at least. Now, hockey, where you can actually get some lines. And this is where I guess I'm going to bet the majority of my bankroll today because of the lines. I already went through this in a separate video, which I didn't even publish because it was getting too long, even though I'm sure this one's getting long too. So here's what I came to find is that New Jersey's supposed to win, #1 pick of the day. So I guess I take a minus 205, which I don't like. Could take a minus 1.5 because they're really supposed to pound it. Could try to do something with goals, but I guess just New Jersey to win is kind of what you're supposed to do here. It's the hockey. So that's a bad line, but it says take it. Don't do anything in this Ottawa Islander game because it's a brand new goalie named Mandalise who's expected. I don't know if he's actually going. We could double check, but we don't have any stats on him, which makes this a complete who knows what's going to happen. I had to use a different goalie stats from. So I'm not even going to entertain betting on this game without any information really there. Let's go down from top down for a second because I remember all these games. This one's supposed to be low scoring. Stauber's goaltending rating is really good. Montreal's been playing better. It actually says this is just too close to call. And I'm not betting against Martin, so I'm not going to bet that game. Washington's at a plus 146. Says they can do it based on streaks. Doesn't say they can do it based on raw stats against Carolina. So here you've got a game at home, which it's getting too late for me to go to this game. I don't think I was going to go anyway. But probably going to be an excellent game. Straight bet wise, I always say you take anything with a good line in hockey. It's not going to win all the time, but it's going to win sometimes, and it's like 50% of the time. So when you get a line like this, on a game where it says they've been playing better, I'm just going to take them. So that's one of my bets is on Washington as a fan as well. Then the other one's on New Jersey. Then there's not sure what to do here as both these teams are iffy, but it says take Florida at minus 132. So there's that. Seattle and Winnipeg, it's waiting on whether it's going to be Rittich or Hellebuck. And it says take Winnipeg regardless. So there's that. Winnipeg to take. Boston, Dallas, because Dallas is at an underdog line. It says they're streaking better and Boston's streaking worse is the problem. So you go with the hot hand, like streaking matters in this game in hockey. You got a great goalie in Ottinger confirmed. Should be an excellent game. The under set at 5.5 should be a low scoring game probably. And Dallas can win that. So Dallas is getting on there as a straight bet. Tampa Bay is also getting on there as a straight bet. Colorado not playing as well. Tampa Bay kind of iffy. But they, there's rematches of Stanley Cups and stuff going on here. Should be interesting. But Colorado is just off memory. This is number 4 pick, Tampa Bay. I mean, wow. All right. So, and then it says the underdog takes San Jose, even though they probably don't win, but they might. And Aaron Dell just came off a win. After coming back forever. San Jose playing better, knocked off the Caps. Pittsburgh team kind of really iffy. So that's an underdog line. So straight bet wise, San Jose, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Winnipeg, Florida, New Jersey, and Washington are what I came up with. 3, 6, 7. So I'm going to take those. I'm going to take those 2 underdogs in college basketball because there's nothing to play. And then I'm going to take the 2 underdogs here, Wizard and Sacramento. So 2, 4, and then how many hockey games are there? 3, 6, 7, really. So we're talking about 11 picks. I'm going to spread them all out with straight bets of, well, I guess it's $9 a pick would get me $99 and do a $1 parlay. No, I think I also want to do some type of round robin with these, even though I don't know. I have a big file for it, but I want to get these out, get these done, and then not have any more betting going on for the night. Is kind of how I want to handle this because I'm looking to get an RSH. I really should just make $9 bets on those 11 games essentially and see if that's profitable at the end of the day, even though it probably won't be much of a direction either way. We shall see. All right. Well, good luck, everyone. That's the Tuesday Sports Algorithm Podcast. Go come to the Discord and send me some money and get access to that if you want to get into all this and get this before any videos are released or anything. All right. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for 100 subscribers. We're 10% of the way to 1,000. Good luck. Mel, your picks. Be